Hello, good evening, all. So, basically, we all are here gathered for this lovely event. Firstly, I would like to welcome each one of you for this particular event. And before beginning this event, I would like to ask few questions. What if your particular age of marriage comes and you tell your mom and dad that we want to do marriage over a virtual reality platform? Or either if you are an investor, you are investing in NFTs and all. I can remember my times when I used to play games in the virtual reality. So nowadays, as the technology is changing, the one of the key topic that is in boom is metaverse. So if you have seen movies like Ready One Player or the animated Johnny Quest series, you would like to know that these particular movies are based on the concept of VR, that is the virtual reality. Now, big top-notch companies like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft are even competing for this particular concept of metaverse. Like, if suppose you are having your lands, you buy the land or you buy the car over a virtual reality platform, how it is to be for your case. So this particular topic is in boom, and this particular event is organized for the very booming topic nowadays, that is the metaverse. So without wasting further time, I would like to uh, introduce the topic of this particular event, that is the panel discussion over the topic of decoding the metaverse. So by knowing the term metaverse, we are having numerous of questions in our mind, that is, what is metaverse, is it real or not, it is secured or not, either it can be hacked or not, why it is in boom and people are shifting towards it. Like, everyone will be having much more curious about the topic, that is metaverse. The metaverse allows people to perform interactions from daily to daily activities in virtual space, creating virtual economy that runs parallel to our real life. And this is one of the curious topic of nowadays. So uh, firstly, I would like to tell that we have our eminent speakers who are well proficient enough to let us introduce about this particular topic. So without wasting any further time, I would like to introduce our first eminent speaker, Miss Dhriti, and she's the virtual reality storyteller and managing director of DC Vision. She is one of the most proficient speaker out there to tell us about virtual reality and the concept of metaverse. She is a corporate coach with 12 years of experience in entrepreneurship, being a certified VR professional from London University. She had represented India. Yes, we are very proud enough that she has represented India in World XR conference at a world level that was held in Nanchang province of China in 2019. And without wasting further time, I would like to ask ma'am to kindly unmute herself and interact with the students or the crowd out there. Ma'am, over to you.
Hi everyone, this is Riti as rightly introduced by Rohan. Thank you very much, Rohan, and thank you so much, Abhishek, for giving me this opportunity. Discussing on metaverse is always a very interesting one and one of my favorite topic to discuss with. So I acknowledge and I welcome all our participants out here who are observing this. Event and thank you so much for being here with us today. We are going to discuss many things about metaverse, not only metaverse, also very interesting topic, that is the security of metaverse. What are the what are the possible problems, that is not problem, that is security awareness that you should take while using metaverse. We are also going to discuss that also. So Rohan, thank you so much. I think that's for me as of now, and please introduce other speakers. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Well, thank you very much, ma'am, for enlightening the cloud with your knowledge. So now, without wasting any further time, and now, as ma'am said, we have to discuss the security of the metaverse. So, as we all know, that data is the treasure of nowadays society. So, without wasting any further time, I would like to introduce our next eminent speaker, Mr. Kanchan Malik. Is having numerous certifications like CEH, MCSA, CCNA, and MS Azure certified as well as AWS certified. So he's working as a cybersecurity professional, advisor, and consultant, come trainer for last 22 years. So I can surely say he is another one of the few prominent speakers who would acknowledge the student in a right way about the metaverse and the data privacy, that is the key topic as data is the treasure nowadays. He had delivered many cybersecurity oriented webinars in universities and colleges out there. He has done many cybersecurity related projects over countries like Nepal, Bhutan, India, and Bangladesh. He is having experience by working as an ex-employee of Sophos, Symantec, FireEye, and Trade Micro. So, without wasting any further time, I would like to call Sir to interact with the audience out there. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rohan. Thanks for introducing me, and a nice afternoon to everyone. And I can see people definitely listening to one of the biggest buzzword, which is metaverse. So,
Exactly, sir.
understanding metaverse and what are the ill effects of metaverse? Of course, once you understand about anything like COVID, you need to understand what are the flaws of that, right? So similarly, when you understand about something virtually, which is coming up, and people are very much fascinating about virtual things right nowadays. Not only fascinating, it has become a mandate also in many places. So once this is becoming a compulsion in your life, how are you going to deal with it? How are you going to live with it? These are certain things which you know. Of course, entertainment is one part, but with entertainment comes a lot of hazards. Let's understand what are those loopholes, what are the gaps, and how can we be one of the happiest users amongst all consumers or maybe from any other fields. How can we be a safer, safetier person over there? Let's understand in this particular session. Over to you, Rohan. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much, sir. I would definitely know that the audience out there are much more excited to know about the details of Metaverse because it is in boom, and we are definitely going to learn more about Metaverse from you guys. So now I would like to call Mr. Abhishek Mitra, and he's the person with whom I learn a lot. He's the CEO and founder of Indian Cybersecurity Solutions, as well as Indian Home School. He is an ISMS leader auditor certified ethical hacker with dual master degree in management, that is MBA and PGPM. Along with he has having diploma in digital marketing. He has been acknowledged by Business Connect India as the top 25 valuable CEOs India 2019. So without wasting any further time, I would like to call Abhishek sir to kindly unmute himself. And yes, sir is here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Rohan, for introducing me and all the guests. I would especially thank Dhriti ma'am and Kanchan sir for accepting my invitation and coming up for this lovely topic, which is in demand, and people are looking for answers to get into this domain. And it is really a good pleasure for everyone who is witnessing this live session to understand the nitty gritties of what to be done and what not to be done in the virtual world as well, and how to be safe and secure is the primary objective. And where is your privacy? Who is going to govern the metaverse? There are many questions on the cybersecurity angle. Yes, Dhriti will be sharing the details of understanding the decoding the metaverse in details of how and what is virtual reality, how we had been using it in our past, and how we'll be using it in our future. And Kanchan sir on the part of in how in the technological domain of cybersecurity, how these big players will come into and take this opportunity of securing these platforms in a very positive way as well, and how common people will be safe. And that's the objective of this entire discussion. So entirely we are getting into something which is new. Definitely we cannot avoid something coming into the technological world, and it is not good to avoid things. It's better to accept and be on positive note and move forward. So understanding this is the stage set for Dhriti and Kanchan to explain in details the different angles, and definitely I'm there moderating the sessions. And I request all those viewers, please come up with questions which really matters. And I think not no question is foolish. Definitely you can ask a question related to the topic. Definitely it will be interactive. We'll have much more angles to understand your prospects of your understanding as viewers, what you want to know. That will lay more foundations and goals, and how you should behave in this cyber world. Whether now we are not into metaverse, still we are interacting over the internet, and we don't know how to behave. And the behavior psychology, cyber psychology is also important, and this plays a very important and critical role in governing this entire thing. So over to Dhriti, and I would request her to start the session and throw some lights on the foundations of what is metaverse altogether. Because definitely people know it, people are viewing this, people have a bit of an understanding, because Facebook have come into the picture and told the entire world that we are there in the first mover advantage, and we are changing our Facebook name into Meta. Okay, there are other companies, as Rohan was telling, other people, other giant companies like Apple and Microsoft. They are Google. They are trying to make it secure. They're trying to make this platform more profitable, even right on the business angle. So definitely over to you, Riti, and let's start the session.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me in this platform. That is really important, because anything on virtual reality and metaverse, that is of my interest, of course. And this is a very, hot topic we should discuss. That everyone is now, running everywhere to understand what is this buzzing word called
Right,
metaverse. Everyone
right,
running behind it, that what is
right.
metaverse, what is metaverse. Few people
Hmm,
understand, few people don't. They are looking
hmm,
for the solution, that what is metaverse. So
hmm.
first, let me introduce the technical part of it, then definitely I will explain it in a layman language, because
Right,
our viewers are not technical. They want to understand that how they can get use of it. So this is
right.
our i mean in direction, this direct I mean the direction of this workshop is to make people understand that what is metaverse, what are the good and bad part of it, and how to get secure with it, and definitely use get use it at the most.
Hmm, hmm,
So the first thing, that is what is metaverse. Metaverse is basically a virtual environment created with the persistent 3D high resolution images that has been rendered real time. Okay,
hmm,
now
hmm,
how that has happened, let me just explain that. Suppose we three are now discussing, it is a virtual environment also, right?
hmm,
Then what
hmm.
is the difference between this virtual environment and metaverse? Let
Right,
me explain
right.
that.
Hmm,
Currently
hmm,
we are into a virtual environment where we all can see each other, we
hmm,
all can hear each other,
hmm.
but we cannot be in a single space.
Okay.
You are sitting at your place, I
Hmm,
am sitting
hmm.
at my place, everyone is in a different place,
Right,
in in a different universe of themselves, right?
right, right.
How about pulling everyone in a
Hmm,
single space, in a
hmm.
single universe, sitting face to face in a virtual environment? That is
Okay.
metaverse. Like, created a virtual environment where we all four can sit together, maybe in a different couch, circulating a center table, and discussing with each other
Hmm,
in
hmm.
a 3D environment.
Okay.
That is metaverse is all about, creating a different universe, a virtual universe of 3D high resolution images, where we can interact like live environments with our avatars.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm,
so
hmm. That's
basically
as
we
simple.
yes, we are using different technologies to create this kind of metaverse. Very popular one is virtual reality with accompanied with augmented reality and blockchain, very importantly. And in
Hmm.
few examples there are cryptocurrency playing a role, we will come to it later.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is all about metaverse, using an environment as a real environment, be present there with your avatar and interact as real environment, in real environment we do. That is what metaverse is, in a very simple language.
Right, right, right. So, like, we are having our avatars in the digital world, right? And we are having our VR glasses, and we having our gadgets attached to our body. Uh, these datas are also being shared, right? And definitely these data need to be shared, because then only you can operate in that world. But what and how these data will be used by those companies who are using is a question. So on that ground, I would like Kanchan Mallick to unmute himself and throw some light on those aspects of security which is going to play a bigger role. And definitely the market, the big players in the security market even trying to get into this opportunity and encash that opportunity as well.
Perfect. So, as rightly mentioned, and Abhishek, as you and me also in this field for a long, long time, and I hope remember the usage of Orkut once upon a time when people
Right,
used to
right,
scrap each other, right?
right,
So
right,
we
right,
used to call scraps, right? Not
right,
even
right.
today we call it posts and we call it
Yes,
messages. So at that
yes,
time you used
yes.
to have called scraps, and
Yeah.
you know what is the meaning of scrap, in fact. So gone
Yeah.
are the days of Orkut when Facebook
Mhm.
has come for the first time, and
Hmm.
people have started thinking as if Facebook is my world, right?
Right,
Where
right,
I have
right,
so many friends,
right.
and those who did not have any friend earlier, they started making friends over here. If you see,
Yes, yes,
and they
yes.
never know the identity of those friends also. Without knowing the
Even right,
identity,
right.
I like Abhishek and I like this name. So if
Yeah.
anybody comes me as a Abhishek, I will talk to him.
Hmm.
I want
Hmm.
to send messages, and if he
Hmm.
sends some interesting messages to me, like, "Hey Kanchanda, you are from a security background, right? I have seen your so many videos," and I will be like, my mind will be saying, "Oh, he knows me. I'm a
Yeah.
big guy over here. Let's have a chat with him, and let's understand what is his feelings about me." Now you see, forget about a cybersecurity guy or anything. If a layman thinks in that way, who doesn't know
Hmm.
about digital world, and he is
Hmm.
for the first time in Facebook,
Hmm.
the first and foremost thing is the cheating. The word, I should not use certain digital word as we use. Cheating is one of the things which has started from a basic sense, right? Cheating
Yes,
a
yes,
people. And how
yes.
to cheat? First,
Is to fake
sending
the
a message.
identity, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, fake
Identity
the identity.
theft
Yeah.
has come from
Well,
there only. And
this
it
thing,
is
yeah.
easy that if
Hmm.
my father talks to me, I will be answerable to him.
Right,
If my
right.
wife talks to me, I'm answerable to me. But
Hmm.
if somebody uses my wife's fake ID and talks to me, I'm answerable to him as well. So now see,
Yeah.
I cannot differentiate between these two thin lines.
Hmm. Right, right.
And at the
Yes.
same thing, who is very close friend of mine, I cannot also
Hmm.
draw a line over there.
Right.
This has increased the uh,
Risk
threat part of it, the
factor.
risk
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of it.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm very much upfront. Today
Hmm.
also, we are a victim of these kind of threats. Although the Facebook has
Evolved. Yeah. Yes, yes.
themselves, they have come to different places. Still,
Hmm.
people are, and people are more. If you see most of the cases, I mean, you will
Hmm.
agree with me, which are on
Hmm.
the cyber cell. Most of them
Hmm.
are related to social media, right?
Right,
You
right, right,
cannot say
right, right.
Twitter, you cannot say Facebook, you cannot say even LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Everybody is a bait over there. BAIT. Bait is very, very important term, because you are a bait over there. And people are, and those people who are much more intelligent, let me tell you, who is on the other side of the world, and they are
Hmm.
much more intelligent. As I said, they are like the aliens who
Hmm.
understands the technology better than these layman guys
Right.
who
Hmm.
doesn't know what technology is. They only know what Facebook gives as an entertainment.
Yes, yes.
They
True.
never see the backside of that. They never
Hmm.
understands that, right, Abhishek? And you are dealing with every day. I'm sure you're coming in news also, and if people have seen your video just now, they have seen that how many times you are trying to preach them.
Yeah.
I should not say teach them, but you are
It's
trying
to
to
teach
preach
them.
them.
Right.
But
Awareing, yeah,
awareing
awareness.
them,
Yeah,
even
but the threat prospect is changing, and the landscape is evolving and it's changing, and that's continuously that's the challenge for all us after security guys,
absolutely,
right? And
absolutely.
this is a challenge for a common person also to understand and how much they need to be technical, and what do's and don'ts need to be some guidelines in that metaverse, even, right? So is it really like these companies, giant companies who are trying to have that control over the metaverse, is there going to be some governance over there? Or if there is a governance, then there is another angle of your privacy is being monitored, or the surveillance is being done, okay? And is it there someone like we all our avatars getting an opportunity to vote people and make the government in the metaverse? Is it going to be that, or is it all these big guys having the full control over it, and common people have no answers to them?
Now you have brought me to the metaverse world by talking about votes and everything now. So now I'm
It's,
me,
it's a
Dhriti, and you
universe,
both. Let's understand that universe. And let me
right?
tell you, when in 1992, when Neil Stephenson who invented this word called
mm, mm,
metaverse,
mm,
Right.
and it was from a novel. If you agree, Dhriti, it was from a novel called Snow Crush,
Yes,
right? So
absolutely.
he
It was
so
from
19,
yeah, the idea derived
1992.
from a science fiction. The
Correct. It
idea
was a
of
science fiction.
metaverse has been derived from a
So
science fiction.
did he ever thought that this is going to be Mark Zuckerberg Meta? The answer is no, right?
no, no,
Because
no,
now
no.
people are understanding what is Meta.
Right.
Actually, the word Metaverse has come long. I mean, it has come long way, and now
Mm,
people
mm,
are integrating that with a virtual reality or an
mm.
extended, rather we call it a mixed reality,
Mixed
and
reality.
then they are integrating blockchain or NFTs or cryptocurrencies, and then, as you said, let it be the world of everyone. It can be a world of healthcare industry, it can be a world for a general public, it can be a world for Apple, it can be a world for anyone, right? So
Right.
even the real estate people, even anybody
Mm,
can do business, they can
mm,
do cultural ideas, they can share over here, they can do so many entertainments, they will get games and everything. Now you see,
mm,
once you're getting this world, it is like our physical world, and I can get a
mm,
mall also over here. I can
mm,
also explore myself, as Riti said, that when she was saying, I was thinking I'm sitting in a couch, and it's not
mm,
this couch. That couch is something very comfortable, and I was
Yeah,
feeling that comfort also,
maybe at New
right?
Jersey, we are sitting over a couch and discussing having a coffee digitally. I mean, in metaverse, that is very much possible. Even we can roam around New Jersey, we can visit different places. Everything is possible, with
mm.
metaverse. But one thing that I want to mention that this is not real. Many people thinks that metaverse is real. But let me tell you in a very short note that metaverse is not real, though it seems to be real when you are into it. You cannot watch a metaverse in a bare eyes. That is
Right.
possible, but that is a different technology. That is not a point of discussion in
Mm.
today's.
Today's topic, right? Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
So, but to attain metaverse, you should have your headset or your glasses, whatever it is that supports virtual reality.
So, Diti,
Uh,
is
Mm.
this the headset you are talking about,
no,
or what kind
no,
of headset?
absolutely not. I have my headset. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I will show you. But meanwhile, we can discuss. There
Sure.
are VR headsets that we call commonly or popularly VR headsets. There are
So
different.
that's an if I can explain that, that's an entire glass in front of us, and
Right,
you are basically into that world, seeing it
right.
with all those 3D
Absolutely
images and everything, and you have some
correct.
wearables even which can analyze how you are moving, and that movement is also being depicted in the avatars as well.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. See, I just give a small, reference or example. Like when we watch movies, what
Hmm.
we do, with thousand of people sitting in a chair and
Hmm.
watching to a big screen, right?
Right,
This is the
right,
general concept of us watching a movie.
right,
Where if
right,
you move your head like this, you can see the audience sitting next to you.
right, right, right,
But when you are wearing this headset, there is no escape.
right.
You are watching the movie. That means you are experiencing the movie. You are also
Experiencing
one of
it,
the
yeah.
character of that movie. And
Right.
wherever you are watching, right, left, up button, wherever you look, you will see only the images from that particular movie only.
So for
So
example,
360.
like if I can think of one thing, is think of an investigation. Okay, a murder scene which is there, which is being captured out there, and all the evidences are being captured and with and created on a 3D in the metaverse itself, and an investigator goes there and can and see all those things which had happened at that point of time for his investigation. So this can be another angle as well, right? It is becoming easier to go to that place and to find out those things,
I beg
if
to
it is.
differ. I
Ah,
beg to differ because
mhm,
this incident, what you are
mhm,
speaking about, is real,
mhm,
and that
mhm.
if that
That
is
is something
real,
which is yeah, which is completely a virtual thing. So
yeah,
like
no, no, no,
it's
it's
important.
possible. How it is
Mhm,
possible
mhm,
if we
mhm,
can capture this in a 360
mhm,
virtual
mhm.
reality,
Yeah.
or we take a 360 photograph or video of that
Yes.
particular
Yes. Yes.
that place that we call murder's place, or that
Right.
popularly what it's called, that
It's
ex
a crime scene. It's a crime
crime
scene.
Right.
scene,
Crime
exactly.
scene. Yeah.
Crime scene. So if we take a 360
Mm,
picture of
mm,
or a video of a crime
mm,
scene,
mm,
then we have the privilege of looking at it 1,000 times later on,
Right. Right.
whether everything will be same.
Hmm.
The
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
investigator can look it at 1,000 times later on to see
Hmm.
if he is going to be, he is going, missing anything, any important
Right.
obstacle
Any evidences it will be misplaced or
that
something.
they are missing
Right.
out.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
So
that
now,
is
Another.
now one thing, yeah,
Yeah.
Abhishek, just one
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
thing. What
Yeah.
the same situation?
Hmm.
What happens in a virtual world when there is someone impersonating himself? As you somebody
Hmm.
said about
Hmm.
Avatar, Riti said
Hmm.
about Avatar. So
Hmm.
now,
Hmm.
if I say these four are avatars, we are
Hmm.
our
Hmm.
own avatars,
Yeah.
and there is another avatar which we are not recognizing him. So
Right.
how to
Right.
identify, Abhishek? I would like to ask you
Yes.
that part.
Yes.
That how to identify these kind of avatars, say for example, because that is the nearest future, right?
Right, right. So that's an important thing is how to understand that identity, and like you were telling it upfront itself, like identity theft is going to be easy, or is there some regulations where it should be checked in? Okay, is those platforms being validating someone to that avatar, and then only that person is going through and representing himself or herself into the metaverse? Is there some validations being done? Is there the
Okay.
same thing, the user id and a password, or fingerprints, or even retina scans being used to validate that person? Okay, or is there something which where governments also intervening, and there's a platform set that where the companies are also asking government proof, so that government also understands that these all citizens are there into that universe to have a governance.
So, to answer your questions, let me tell
Yeah.
you then, when I talking about metaverse, when we are talking about metaverse, there is a famous attack which people have identified while doing this beta running. It's called
Hmm.
man
Hmm.
in the room metaverse attack.
Man in the
Let me
room.
tell
Yes,
you,
it's
man in the
like
room
that.
metaverse attack. Yes,
Man in the
as
room
I
attack.
was, yes. So
Yeah.
it there and how,
Hmm.
and with that they can
Hmm.
identify even the state actors, the spy
Hmm.
agencies, and
Hmm.
many
Hmm.
people who
Hmm.
are not even identified over there. The most important thing is identification. Number two is
Right.
detection, right?
Right.
Do
Right.
identification of a person, and
Hmm.
whether if the person is unidentified and undetected, that is also
Hmm.
a espionage problem over there, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, because
Exactly.
it's an
Hmm.
industrial espionage problem based on
Hmm.
different
Hmm. Hmm.
industries, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you, government is also not aware about all these things, and
Yeah.
if once
Definitely. Because
they're not aware,
yes.
there
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are
Hmm.
acts coming up, but that is not in place, because
Hmm. Hmm.
even if you identify any person, you catch hold of him, what is the act based on that?
Yes. Yes.
Or
Yes.
you
Yes.
can actually penalize him, or you can actually
Right.
give some
So
criminal.
is it a kind of a penalization? That's what I was like going to ask. Is it a kind of a penalization that will only affect that avatar in that metaverse, or is it going to be someone who is paying something penalties in the real world as well? So that depends on the governance and how the laws being set even.
Tell me one thing, in the present scenario, what is the case? Is there what government is doing at this point of time? Do they have a real visibility over here at this point of
No.
time? We are talking about future, but
Hmm.
this point of time, do we really have a cyber uh, law in terms of uh, criminal? I mean, penalize someone if you identify him, if he is from India and has done something in US through Pakistan's proxy server or something. How
Hmm.
are you going
Hmm.
to detect all these things? Technology, man, then act, then law. You do not have anything, right? But
No,
still,
no, no,
there
no,
are
no.
something by which you can
There are
do.
possibilities
There are
where we can
possibilities.
improve on. Yeah, definitely. But then it comes to a different angle. Like there should be a good handholding between technical guys and government who is ruling. That's some completely different issue which takes into different things. But yes, they need to go there. Otherwise, this will be a completely messed up place where there will be no governance then.
There will, I mean, I'm not saying there is no governance, because people are in the learning mode right
Hmm,
now,
hmm, hmm,
and even the organizations are in the learning mode.
hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
even
hmm,
the
hmm, hmm,
HR doesn't have an idea that
hmm.
if something happens over here, how to identify whether with an employee ID or whether with
Yes.
somebody. I don't know. And this is
Yes.
a virtual world we are getting into
Hmm,
it,
hmm,
right?
hmm, hmm,
We will
hmm,
be
hmm.
doing it not only within our, the meeting will not be within ourselves, it will be with our customers as well. Now,
Right.
with you can understand your
So,
own team, but how to understand the customer's team,
yeah, so
right?
some competitors sitting into and like trying to get into that, and like creating another avatar Okay, and getting into and getting all those confidential data in the client meeting, that can be going haywire.
And
It should
people,
be.
let me tell you, as I said,
Yes.
even shopping malls, purchasing
Hmm.
clothes, ornaments,
Hmm.
and everything, every utensils from
Hmm.
virtual world. Even I can
Hmm.
pick it with my hand and I can take it.
Right.
Like
I can
so,
see it. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, you can see it, you
Hmm.
can feel it, you
Feel
can
it.
do,
Yeah.
I mean,
Feel it. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Hmm.
Correct.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and with a set, only you have a set.
Hmm.
And let me tell you,
Yeah. We
and
have said it. Yeah. Hmm.
Dhriti is also from a cyber psychology platform. I
Right.
don't
Hmm.
know. There is
Hmm.
is something called phantom timeline syndrome, if you see.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
even cyber psychologists are working over there. It's called,
Hmm.
it's a very thin line between between a virtual world and a physical world. If you're wearing a
Hmm.
headset, you are completely
Hmm.
into virtual world. You
Hmm.
don't know what is happening in the physical world. You can
Right.
fall upon, you can do any mistakes in the physical world, and
Hmm.
you are not aware because you are totally in a virtual world. Even if
Yes.
you are coming to a physical world, we are thinking about virtual world. Now
Hmm.
that syndrome has affected a lot, and
Hmm.
even you have to take help from cyber psychology things. People should know
Hmm.
about cyber psychology. I
Right.
should
Yeah.
insist them, because it's related to brain sensing things.
Right.
Because
Right.
at the
Right.
end of
Right.
the day, tweaking anything with your brain will become very easy,
Yes.
unless and
Yes.
until, because
Yes.
there is no
Yes.
technology on that. There are
Hmm.
certain treatments and therapies which
Hmm.
needs to be
Hmm.
followed up. Over to
Hmm.
Dhriti. I
Hmm.
think you can better tell about this.
Yes, of course. But before understanding the flaws, I think let us understand the technology first. Okay, then we will discuss the flaws, because
Correct.
when people use the technology without a knowledge, then this problems happens. Okay, like first
Right.
time, the first thing that I want to show you, that this is kind of virtual reality headset. Okay,
Okay.
so this is how we should put it on in our head, like
Right.
this,
Hmm.
and you will be entirely trapped inside this headset, so there is no escape. As I said earlier also, there will be no escape. So you will be completely immersed. The word immerse is very much important, because that is the true essence of virtual reality. So you
Hmm.
will be completely immersed into the subject, what exactly you are watching. Like Kanchan said, that because of this immersion, sometimes people get perplexed. How?
Hmm.
Like, especially in case of game,
Hmm.
when you are playing a very engaging games with virtual reality headset, that time you are playing the character of someone else. Okay, suppose you are playing a fight game,
Hmm.
and you are so engaged, so immersed in that particular game, that whenever you are playing, you are going full pledgedly to be that person. Now
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
back to the real life, those impulses that already has been, I mean, introduced to your brain, those impulses will come back and again and again and again. So
Right.
this is the thing that people called, it's a kind of phantom syndrome, because
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
are, I mean, they lost their real identity. If
Hmm.
they do it
Hmm.
very frequently, then somewhat
Hmm.
they are confused between their real life character and their virtual character. So in this way,
They'll actually these
they
like,
can't
while
recognize.
we are all playing games in the real world
Yes,
with our
in
mobile
real
and
life
with PUBGs
also,
and other things. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
So in
So
real life
these
also,
hmm.
in real life
Yeah.
also they start behaving like that virtual
Hmm.
character.
Right.
Okay,
Right. Right.
so
Right.
this
Right.
is something that completely changed our personality. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would request that if you are using, there are so many good things, there are so many plus points, I mean,
Hmm.
benefits of using
Hmm.
virtual reality in every
Hmm.
industry. The
Hmm.
only thing is, first educate yourself, then
Yes.
use the technology.
Very
Then,
important point.
yeah, you would be get rid of this kind of problems, and you can take maximum benefit out of a technology. That is true for everyone, in every world, in every aspect. So I
One
think
more
that is
important thing, one more important thing I should say on the I mean, on the dark side of it. So many companies, I mean, so many people are now doing startups, okay,
Hmm.
and they are
Hmm.
developing their own apps while metaverse is coming up, and people
Hmm.
would like to also host their apps or
Hmm.
integrate their apps over
Hmm.
there. there will be so many advertisements coming up, and which will be a real life advertisements. And let me tell you, people will be doing so many things in the advertisements and making lucrative appeals and everything. So people will be more attracted towards, because the idea of this is, one thing is good, as Diti said, the technology always thinks about good part of it, but most
Right.
of the gaps remains when you become a bait, as I said in the
Right.
starting
On
point,
darker
when,
side. Yes. Yes.
yeah, on the data side of
Mm,
it. And once this real estate, I mean, one more important thing, why cryptocurrency will play a big role, because
mm,
as it is
mm,
attached with this,
mm,
and crypto mining, and people will do business interactions not with any physical currency, that will be with everything will be on the virtual, and plastic money will come into the picture.
mm,
I
mm.
should not say plastic money, it will be more on the crypto part of it. Even
Crypto part of
NFTs
it.
have
Right.
Yes.
NFTs
Mm,
have come up. People are
mm,
doing Bitcoin transactions nowadays, right?
mm,
Even the
mm,
country to country Bitcoin transactions, right? So, and we are forced towards our digital currencies. Now you see, and even if we are, everything is virtual, so the currencies will be also virtual.
yeah.
And we
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
aware how the blockchain technologies are working over there, because in some
Mm,
of the cases, you are from the technical side, Abhishek, and you can tell me better, that in a blockchain, the images or the videos, you cannot keep it, I should not say videos, the images you cannot keep in single blocks, right? There will be
mm,
multiple blocks, and there will
mm,
be web pointers to each and every blocks,
mm,
which
mm,
will be
mm,
pointing towards and completing a total data, which will be residing
mm,
across, right?
mm,
So
mm,
those who are working at the back end and who would be
mm,
working about these NFTs, they know
mm,
that how these things are integrated over there on the technology
mm,
front of it. Okay,
mm,
they will be working. So while architecting it, whoever are the
mm,
developer, and the in today's I mean sessions heading is also very good, decoding the metaverse, as many people are there in coding part of it,
mm,
and we
mm,
and they're very technical, the DevOps
mm,
sides of
mm,
it.
mm,
But
mm.
while making the development side of it, people don't know what are the flaws that they are creating over there.
Right.
And
Mm.
understanding of those flaws, there is a separate people who are working
You are
over
doing
there.
so.
Right. We are
Exactly.
only
Exactly.
getting the platform. We
Mm,
are only
mm,
getting the platform to work, but we don't know that whether
mm.
the platform is still matured or not. Okay.
Right.
Even
Right. Right.
so many testing. I have seen one article yesterday, and I've seen in
Mm,
Oculus,
mm,
the Oculus testing which has been done
mm,
in Metaverse. I have
mm,
seen that there is a problem of racism which has come up. Okay, and people
mm,
with two avatars, with a
mm,
black and a white avatar, and
mm,
they were actually playing a game where
mm,
they are it's a game of fight.
mm,
Okay, it's a game
mm,
of fight between two race, and it's
mm,
a game. Now you
mm,
see with this, what are the mental effects which are going to come on
mm.
the what are the what are the sides which will come up in the
Psychological effect will come. Right. Right.
psychological
Yeah.
effects. While we
Mm,
are dealing with racism in physical
mm.
world, we
In
have
physical
acts,
world
we
as
have,
well. Mm,
what will
mm,
happen. You are asking me what are the
mm,
things that
mm,
will
mm,
come up in the
mm, mm,
how are you
mm,
going
mm.
to put it
Solve
over
that,
there?
right?
I'll
Definitely. And
solve that
that's a
problem.
big question. Like it could be child abuse, it could be sex abuse, whatever. Like, in that world, anybody can do anything. That should not be the scenario. It should be
We have a
rules.
Children's Online
Hmm.
Privacy Protection Act already.
Right,
Okay, it's called
right,
COPA.
right.
But
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't think that is I mean, this is only
Well
for the
functional.
Zoom and
Hmm.
all this,
Hmm.
correct?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Only because once we went to the work from home
Hmm.
environment
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
COVID has
Hmm.
come, this COPA
Hmm.
was taken effect. But
Hmm.
once you think about these kind of and let me tell you
Hmm.
what we are talking today, our next generation will be following that very soon, and they
Right.
will be not talking like this. They will be wearing the headset and they will be talking
Yeah,
to each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Huh?
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So
I
you
think
think about,
Rohan has a
yeah,
question.
Rohan.
Okay, Rohan, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Hmm.
So, Kanchan sir, the question goes to you. As you just talk about startups, so we have a question from one of our participant that as a startup company thinking to get into the metaverse, what should be the best possible way to enter the market?
I
Okay,
think
so it's not related to security altogether, so
so.
anybody can
Hmm.
take it up.
I
Ah,
think, yeah. So
I'll add up.
I can
hmm.
answer it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
ma'am.
It'll be
So
better that Dhriti can throw some more lights on
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
yes. So the first thing, as I already said, that if
Hmm.
anyone, any startup mentoring is one of my strength point. So
Hmm.
basically, if someone wants to enter into startup, the first
Hmm.
thing I would ask that person why you are entering into a startup. That is the
So
first.
I would definitely tell that there is a market, there is a buzz, there's definitely possibilities and opportunities. So how can I get into? I need to earn money out there.
No, the first thing is you should understand, not only because of the possibility in the market or demand in the market, what
Hmm.
you want to do with your future. That is much more
Exactly.
important, that
Exactly.
what
Hmm.
market is market wants from us. Okay,
Hmm.
so for
Hmm. Hmm.
startup, that is usually my first question: what, why you want to start a startup?
What
Anyway,
problem you want to solve? Where's the gap in the market which
absolutely.
you are
The
seeing?
first
Yeah.
question,
Hmm.
apart from that question, if
Hmm.
the question
Hmm.
is for metaverse, my
Hmm.
first question goes that how, to what extent you are
Hmm.
aware of metaverse? Do you
Hmm.
know about these technologies, virtual reality, augmented reality,
Hmm.
little bit
Hmm.
of blockchain? If you
Hmm.
know the
Hmm.
entire framework, then you should
Hmm.
definitely think about a metaverse startup. But before
Hmm.
that, please try to understand these things. And
Hmm.
more importantly, what
Hmm.
problem you are solving for which industry, because
Hmm.
virtual reality can solve many problems of different industries. It has
Hmm.
application in education, it has application in defense, tourism, then
Hospitality, hospital, yeah,
healthcare industries,
healthcare
many.
industries, yeah. Hmm.
So which problem that you want to address and how
Hmm.
you can solve it? First,
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
about it, create a proof of consent.
Hmm.
Then you just,
Hmm.
this should be the valid way to go ahead. If
Yeah,
you are
Number one.
very, very well answered.
Very good.
Concept of it, right? Understanding it, how you, it's not that you only need to earn money and you get into jump into something which you don't know.
absolutely, first
You need
question
to
yourself
have
why.
that thing. Yeah, why? What problem you are going to solve, and where do you think that you are getting into something which will definitely change lives or improve their life, or people who are coming there will use your
Absolutely.
product, buy it, you have a store, whatever you want to understand what you want to do first. That is important, and then get into those lines and where you are solving actual problems. Very well
And
answered.
one important thing is
Yeah.
startup is always good to
Right,
have,
right,
because
right.
as you have seen, the job market is going down in many,
Hmm,
in worldwide problem,
hmm,
this crunch.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
The startups are, one of the biggest explosion which is going to come once
Hmm,
metaverse is
hmm.
there. I'm sure
Yes,
about
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
But
There are definitely.
because you will be dealing with technology, whoever will do
Hmm.
the startup, they will be dealing with technologies, right?
Yeah.
The manual interventions will be lesser, the digital
Yes.
interventions will be more. Number one, the
More.
virtual intervention will be more. Okay,
Yeah.
the integration of different technologies will be more.
Hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
and
hmm,
once you have all these things, that means
hmm,
the major culture, like Abhishek will agree with me as he's coming from ICS's background, and he knows cybersecurity is the most important area which you should
hmm,
look first, because
hmm,
you are not only protecting and doing privacy on everything of your data, but
hmm,
you have to also think about the productivity of your organization.
hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
so not
hmm.
don't think security only from a protective side of it, or
Protective angle of it. Hmm,
of a
hmm,
productive side of it. You can
hmm,
also increase the productivity of your
hmm,
organization once you have
hmm,
a
hmm,
cyber security. Number one, technologies. Number
hmm,
two, training. Number three, awareness. Number four
hmm,
is a culture, I should say. You
hmm,
build that
hmm,
culture, and then
hmm,
only the idea of today's session will be, we can put it across you, and we are
hmm, hmm,
definitely there to help any startups who wants to come to
hmm.
Abhishek, me, Dhriti, anywhere, anybody. Definitely we can help them to grow, number one.
Right.
Number two, we can help them to identify the gaps, as we
Hmm,
are the expert, because last so many years we have been doing, our bread and butter is this.
hmm, hmm,
Number
hmm,
three,
hmm, hmm,
don't hesitate. You can
hmm,
always take advices from different
hmm,
people
hmm.
who are expert in
Exactly.
this field. There is no
Hmm,
harm in that. Even if you are spending money, let me tell you,
hmm,
nothing comes
hmm,
free. Whoever comes
hmm,
free, he will only give you the trailer of the movie, cannot sell you
yes.
the entire movie. I'm very
Exactly.
upfront
True
over there,
fact.
Abhishek.
Yeah. True
Right.
fact. True
So
fact.
pay for it, because you are already paying for the technology. You are already
Yes.
paying for so many things. So you
Hmm,
pay for the security as well,
hmm,
because that
hmm,
will
hmm,
ensure you from most of the things. So,
hmm,
and I'm telling you, the way forward is absolutely smooth after that.
hmm, hmm,
Right, so
hmm,
Abhishek?
hmm. Yeah.
Once you have
Exactly.
all these
Agree.
things, because let's make cybersecurity as also a bundle over there
Hmm,
and think
hmm,
about it.
hmm, hmm, hmm. So that's an important angle which Kanchana has focused on, and
Well, I
this
have
is the true
another
fact. Yeah.
question.
Hmm,
So
Yeah.
before asking this question, I have a simple
hmm,
query in my mind.
hmm,
We all have watched movie like Kingsman, where all the
hmm,
higher authorities sits together as avatars, and they are having their board meetings. So it is a
hmm,
concept of metaverse, right?
hmm.
right? To
Okay,
some
ma'am.
extent.
So our another question goes in the same way that our moments in the real world will be tracked by devices. If yes, how
Hmm.
should we protect our privacy?
I think Kanchan will be the person
Okay.
to handle it.
So, who will? No, one important thing. I mean, you are coming from a angle of artificial intelligence where the
Hmm.
everything will be automatic. I mean, automation will be a
Automated, right?
part of
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Even the
Hmm. Hmm.
surgery may not be done by the doctor. It can be done
Hmm.
by a robot, right? Or it can be done by
Hmm.
somebody else over there.
Hmm.
Let me
Hmm.
tell you, at the end of the day, it all comes from the
Hmm.
human brain. Okay.
Hmm.
uh, as we were talking about startups over here, controlling a device is not the important thing. Controlling the technology is most important thing, right? And
Hmm.
for controlling the technology, you need to understand the technology. What we are coming from that angle every time. What technology you are going to use? Don't think metaverse as a technology. Metaverse is
Hmm.
just a platform where you are going to
Think
interact.
metaverse to be kind of an internet. It's an internet.
Internet, that's it,
Yeah,
very basic
that's it.
thing. But
Basic thing.
now, ultimately, at the end of the day, you will be dealing with the same technologies what you are dealing with now. Maybe some
Right.
upgraded versions will come up,
Right.
right?
Right. Right. Right.
the
Right. Right.
now I come to some technical terms. word
Hmm.
word like ransomware will increase over there.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
the word like targeted attacks will come more and more because it will be
Identity
more
theft, phishing.
targeted.
Hmm.
I
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
exactly,
Hmm.
the words
Hmm.
phishing, identity
Hmm.
theft, these are going
Hmm.
to play a big role. Now you think,
Hmm.
are you only talking about device control or technology control, or you are
Hmm.
also talking about these things which are the concepts which you should know before
Right.
understanding of your technology? Okay.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, whatever industry you are from, maybe from an industrial industry point of view, maybe from a
Hmm.
manufacturing point of view, healthcare
Hmm.
point of view, the threat remains the same, but it comes in
Hmm.
a different polymorphic manner, on a different
Hmm.
morphic manner, in fact,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
threat
Hmm.
remains the same. You will agree
Right.
with me, Abhishek. You can put some
Yes,
lights over
definitely.
there as well.
Definitely. This is a very interesting question. Like, yes, devices will be used to track, and that's on the upfront I focused on. Yes, see, because the companies will take that data, use it to, like, it's in kind of a feedback, and use it on a better user experience. You are giving those data once you're moving over the internet as well. You are not using always secured browser login, or you're doing it in an incognito mode. Even incognito mode tracks your movement, right? So it is, yes, you will be to track, but yeah, need to know how much you are tracked and what is at stake. That is important. Like, how much you want to, and how much they are taking it from you, and it is using it in an adverse way, that we need to know. And then again, it comes into the, like, policies, privacy policies, GDPR activities, all those, like, policies are there. So that will be also be there. Companies need to adhere to GDPR norms and as well. So yes, we will be getting some benefits on it once this comes into in reality. It won't be that much problem. But yes, as precisely focused by Kanchanda, is focusing on what you need to do on that internet world. Okay, it's in metaverse. You're doing it over the internet itself. What should be the psychology of you, what you should do and what you should not do, and what should be the triggering points, okay, where you should stay away from those things. Okay, so these things need to understand on a psychological prospect as well. So the technology is not only limited to only using things without knowing it. You need to understand those things and then use it. So it's important.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you
So,
so much, sir.
Correct.
And we have one more last question here. I think Akansha
Hmm.
ma'am is clear with her point. Now, to what is the role of NFTs in Metaverse?
okay.
Hmm.
So I would like to take this question in a very
Yeah.
short way, because
Hmm.
NFT is a very very
Larger
vast
concept.
subject.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
very
Hmm.
vast subject. Even we
Hmm.
can propose another workshop on only on NFT, because this is
Yeah,
going to
this will
be
be
big.
a talk show on. Yeah, it's rightly said by Didi, and I want to just emphasize in between, before she answers the question, is we will be having a series of these kind of events, and also we have a podcast channel which is going to launch, which we are already ready, and we will be jointly hosting that, Kanchanda and me hosting it, with different lot of topics, all interesting topics. The name is Cyber Diaries. not only focusing on cybercrime limited to that, we will be also focusing on many things over the internet, what you should do, and emerging topics. So yes, there will be sessions, there will be more interactions, and it is for betterment of the society and to all the common people. Because yes, as CSR activities, everyone, we all who are here, we definitely want to educate the mass, and this is our first priority. Then only we can do our business, definitely, because we are in the security angle. So
Absolutely.
it's definitely on the money. We need to educate everyone. We need to promote it in that sense. And like anything, you cannot stay away from the technological advancement, right? So we need to upgrade,
True.
and upgrading is the need of the hour. So yeah, thank you, Diti. Please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with you, Abhishek. Sharing knowledge is the most important thing. Through that, many problems can be solved. So,
Yes, yes.
before addressing this question, what NTF, how NTF is related to, sorry, NFT
NFT.
is related,
NFT.
NFT is related to metaverse.
Hmm,
First, let me clear one basic understanding that
hmm,
what is metaverse. This is a combination of different technologies, as I have already mentioned earlier. So in the core, there will be virtual reality. So
hmm,
virtual reality is the backbone of this technology,
hmm,
associated with augmented reality. That is another, I mean, technology that is going to play a big role in this
hmm,
area of technology.
hmm,
And the infrastructure or the governance,
hmm,
transparent and
hmm,
reliable governance of
hmm,
the transactions will be provided by blockchain. Okay,
hmm, hmm.
now, transaction mean there should be interaction of the different, what to say, different current non. These are not currencies. These are different kind of digital. I mean,
Digital
currency.
currency, yeah, digital assets. These are uh,
Bitcoins, like
hmm,
cryptocurrencies. There are
crypto,
Bitcoin, there are Ethereum.
Ethereums, Ethereum.
Yeah. So the first thing, let us understand that why should we use metaverse? Then
Hmm,
we can understand that what are the, I mean, uses of this kind of currencies out here.
hmm,
Okay.
hmm,
So
hmm, hmm,
why we use metaverse? In which areas we can use metaverse? The first thing that is going to be boom in social media, like
hmm,
Facebook already directed to that area, but not only Facebook. They are using metaverse. It's Microsoft, Nvidia, I mean Roblox, Qualcomm.
yeah,
I mean,
Apple also for, like, yeah, everyone
Yes.
is competing, and
companies,
like
companies, those who are now taking up
hmm,
this metaverse as one of their important. Now, what
hmm,
we can do with this metaverse? We can do social media. We can do social gathering, like I have
hmm,
already mentioned, like conferences,
hmm,
marriages, even marriages. If you Many of the people don't know that in recent past, in Chennai, a couple has organized their marriage function in metaverse.
yeah,
They
yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
invest in
Hmm,
Bitcoin. Okay, now
hmm,
you understand why this transaction takes place in metaverse. Now, other than this, there are gaming industry coming
hmm,
in a big way with metaverse. There
hmm,
is different, even you can purchase a land
hmm.
in
Right.
metaverse.
Yeah.
Okay, you can purchase real estate or
Real
lands in
estate in
metaverse.
New York are being sold in the
So
metaverse itself.
here,
Hmm, hmm,
here is NFT that is coming into the picture.
hmm,
NFT is basically non-fungible tokens. These
hmm,
are coming with digital signs, and
hmm,
these has been exchanged
hmm,
in view of the land or
hmm,
the I mean assets that you are
hmm,
procuring. That is the easiest, and that is the very nutshell if I talk
hmm,
about
hmm,
NFTs. Okay, because
hmm,
NFT is a very vast subject. It is
hmm,
non-fungible, means not traded. These are
hmm,
not traded. It's a kind of barter system. Very,
hmm,
in a very layman language, I'm
hmm,
telling that.
hmm,
Okay,
hmm, hmm,
because with
hmm,
Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, with these,
hmm,
you
hmm,
can trade. You can
hmm,
trade. You can buy something, but with
hmm.
NFT, this is non-fungible. That means you cannot trade with this, but you can always barter. Okay,
Right, right,
it
right.
comes with a digital signature, and this is really
Hmm,
important in metaverse because there in nothing is real, everything
hmm,
is virtual. So you have to
hmm,
have a virtual thing.
hmm,
Uh,
Again, just to cut it over here and interrupt over here, as
mhm,
people have a very less idea about
hmm,
NFTs, there is
hmm,
a
hmm,
huge area of gap coming over
hmm,
there
hmm,
because this kind of trades or this kind of bartering systems, when you
mm,
go upon and you
mm,
start working over there, you need to spend some time to understand what NFTs, what cryptocurrencies, what blockchain actually tells us, okay,
mm,
before
mm,
entering into the metaverse as a whole. Number one.
mm, mm,
Number two, one important area over here, and now I'm coming from a security side, and let me tell you what security guys are thinking on that, because we
mm,
have to also
mm,
think about
mm,
the business point of
mm,
views.
mm, mm,
Uh, Let me tell you, as most of the things will now moving from a on-prem to a cloud-based things. You can see
mm,
AWS, you can see other people like Microsoft, and everyone is pushing you to the SaaS platform. That is a cloud-based
mm,
platform, right?
mm,
Because
mm,
it's not possible for you when there is a data explosion or there is videopreneurs coming up on there, and so many videos are there. It's not
mm,
possible for you to have those resources on field or
mm,
on-prem rather. So
mm,
you need to
mm,
have certain virtual platforms over there,
mm,
and it should be a flash of movement that I need a server immediately, I need an instance, I need an application to host. It should be in a
mm,
flash of seconds. I cannot wait it
mm,
for till that time, right? Because in
mm,
metaverse, every seconds there will be some kind of data storage, there's a kind of
100%.
application, there's kind of instances coming up, people jumping in, people interacting with each other, doing trading. So at this faster transaction, and faster physical versus virtual world interactions, metaverse coming into play, so many applications, developers, people like us will be entering. So huge transactions will be happening, huge interactions will be happening at this point of time. If you are the major idea is to shift you from a hybrid mode to a cloud mode. So everybody is
Mm,
now moving into the cloud side of it. We are now habituated with work from home. Even the concepts like zero trust or the cash b kind of stuffs which has
mm,
come up
mm,
today,
mm,
and people, you have I think
mm,
most of you who are from the technology side of it are now
mm,
talking about zero trust platform, because
mm, mm.
trusting no one, okay.
No, yeah.
So that's the first thing to start, is just trusting no one, and we
Mm,
should
mm,
follow it uh, in social media and in metaverse platform, that trust, you
mm,
cannot trust anything, not a data, not a person, not any environment, first thing. So you need to understand, you need to unlearn those things and come over here and start unbundling it, okay.
mm,
And
mm,
then you
mm,
can start, because so many heterogenic environments, okay.
mm, mm,
Virtualization to cloud, everything is
mm,
over there. Even people are moving their
mm,
ERPs, that is, which is the
mm,
backbone of their organizations, like
mm,
SAP
mm,
and other stuffs,
mm,
which
mm,
is going to Oracle, which is going to cloud. And
mm,
every data, I mean, now I am not talking about applications over there, even the data which is your own data, how to
mm,
own that data, how to publicize that data, how to play with that data, how to
mm,
exchange the data has become
mm,
a challenge. Let's understand our broader aspect now. And the
mm,
security companies, they are thinking, they are first starting the idea. Let me tell you, even if you are thinking to move from one platform to the other platform, you should always make a plan.
mm,
I'm talking about a security angle of it now.
mm,
While you
mm,
will do the data migration and everything, you need
mm,
to plan on the security, that how are you going to do it in a phase wise manner. If yes,
mm,
then what are the
mm,
things which is on prem and you are moving it, what are the timeline, who will be working, who are
mm.
the owners over there, what
Yes.
are the configuration and misconfigurations related
Mm.
to that
The
which will
challenges
happen.
involved in
So
the, yes.
yes, and for that you need to have a visibility, right?
Mm,
So the
mm,
visibility is the most important thing in security, because as
mm,
we do not have a visibility, and I was talking in metaverse also, how to
mm,
identify a fake ID if you do not have a
mm,
visibility proper,
mm,
either
mm.
through your technology or through your sensation or
You're
through
right.
AI, whatever you
Mm,
say, the
mm,
visibility needs to be accurate. Okay,
mm,
if the
mm,
visibility is having an issue, I mean,
mm,
in our word we call detection. If the
mm.
detection is not there, what are you going to protect? You have
Right.
nothing to protect, in fact, right? Everything is
That's
vulnerable for you.
that's the founding principles, right?
Absolutely. So
Mm,
I'm coming from that security angle, even for the doctors, what they
mm,
have to do, there is a proper scope of work needs to be done. You
mm,
are giving that particular chunk of data to another person. Do you believe him? Do you trust him?
mm,
And whether
mm,
that person who is working on behalf of you may not be a
mm,
doctor, maybe coming from an engineering side of it. Your
mm.
thinking and his thinking will be different. Now,
Yeah.
if your thinking and his thinking will be different, how both of you are going to work on the technology
Mm,
is a very challenging over there. And
mm,
then you are doing
mm,
a
mm. Procedures
surgical
around
moves
that.
on a
Huh?
patient.
Mm, mm, mm,
Now you
mm,
think,
mm,
what are the aftermaths happening over there? How
mm,
are you going
mm,
to handle the technology? How are you going to
mm,
tweak the technology?
mm,
This is something. And one important thing which I learned from many people, engineering and non-engineering platforms, whatever you do. I mean,
mm,
this needs non-engineering means science. When I talk about
mm,
scientific data, even technology
mm,
is a science. So
mm,
engineering and non the science has to come somewhere. Okay.
mm,
And
mm.
the even people like doctors, or people like real estate owners, or people like any business owners, they are not understanding the technology, how we should behave. They're just
Yes.
using technology for the sake of technology usage. They
Mm,
don't know.
mm, mm,
Okay.
mm.
And rightly said by Dhriti and Abhishek that startups, what is your end goal, what you are trying to achieve. Don't say money. The money is the end result which will come later, but unless and until you have a proper roadmap to your business, which is we call it business critical things, and
Mm.
business continuity has to be there,
Continue to
then you need to plan all these things whatever I just now said, and you to take
mm,
help of the security technologies over there who
mm,
are
mm,
already
mm.
because we talk about best practices. Let me ask you,
Right.
how many of you follow the best practices? Even Microsoft gives us that these are the best practices to be followed. Every so many days you have to change your password, you have to switch off your firewall in the host system, sometimes you have to switch on for these applications, the processes which are running at your end you need to check. So many things, even Gmail comes up with so many. How many
Yes.
people are following that? Even Facebook has that. So these are
Right.
the basic things which security people will say, or the security companies will say before you invest, before you go ahead. This can be done, I think, without paying also, I should say, with an
Mm,
awareness what we are doing, right?
mm, mm, mm. Exactly. Okay.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
think
so it was a great learning session. I think everyone understood the prospects in and out of it, and it's, I think, in a true sense, decoding the metaverse has been started. I won't tell it has ended, because this is just the starting. There are many things that need to become coming in, and once these things are coming into reality and we are using metaverse, there will be changes, there will be things coming in. But yes, security is a important aspect of it, and it will remain an important aspect of it. But definitely companies, security giants will definitely get into and have that security provided to the companies who are using metaverse and doing tradings and other things, everything in that universe itself. So yeah, that's all from our end. I think it's a good time to wrap up. We have done it the session of
Yes.
1 hour and 5 minutes. So over to Rohan, and thank you, Dhriti and Kanjan, from my end.
thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
and thank you, Rohan.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Rohan.
ma'am. Well, at last, as sir told that we are having cyber diaries in which we will cover many topics like NFTs and all. So we are eagerly waiting for that because as a learner, I'm also interested to know about more of them.
Yeah, we
And
will be
as
we will be sharing that cyber diary page link in the YouTube description section of this video itself. Even on, we are live from our social media as well, so on the chat section also we will do it. We are coming up on the next month itself with the cyber diary. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. I think many things can be learned and unlearned, as Kanchana was telling. So it's important to learn and unlearn and discuss, because solutions are there. If just we need to discuss and understand. It's an open platform. You can ask questions even on the podcast, and we'll be answering those questions on the next podcast. So yeah, over to you, Ron.
thank you, sir. So, in between, as sir told, I request the moderator to float the links over here in the chat section. And at last, as yes, we are wrapping the session. So, I hope that you all are clear with the points. And for my personal concepts and beliefs, well, I would like to thank each one of you because I learned a lot about many things. Because I was very confused about NFTs and all. Because I'm also a youth, so I want to know eagerly about the NFTs. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kanchan sir. Thank you, Abhishek sir, for having us, for enlightening us. And I think it's the right time to wrap up.
You're
So I
welcome.
think
Thank
we
you.
can end up the session. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
all.
you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.